Today, I'm gonna walk you through exactly how to make this delicious plant-based mushroom soup recipe. It's featured in my upcoming book. It's a 28-day guide to higher vibrational eating and living. It's featured exclusively on Derek Products website. You do not wanna miss it. And it pairs deliciously with this gluten-free bread. There's already a recipe video on this channel that features this quinoa bread, but it pairs wonderfully with this soup. So here are the ingredients that you're gonna need for this mushroom soup. You need 2 tablespoons of grapeseed oil, and this is in order to saute the vegetables. 1 large yellow onion, 4 to 5 cloves of garlic. If you don't want to do garlic, you can substitute ginger if you're eating exclusively from Dr. Sebi's list, which excludes garlic. So you would do ginger instead, about a tablespoon of grated ginger. I'm gonna go ahead and do the garlic cloves. Then also, you could do dried thyme, or you could do fresh thyme. I love doing fresh thyme. So if you do fresh thyme, then you're gonna go ahead and just do 1 tablespoon of fresh thyme. But if you're doing the dried thyme, then you'll only need 1.5 teaspoons if you're gonna do the dried thyme. Then also we have oregano. You see this here? It's all of these things are organic, and then we also need basil. So for the oregano, it's a 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of dried basil, ground fresh pepper, and that's to taste. I probably end up doing about a 1/2 teaspoon of that. And then salt, I like to use Celtic salt, and you do that also to taste. So probably in the end, I ended up doing between a 1/2 teaspoon to a teaspoon of Celtic salt, but do it to taste. And then also what you'll need is some low sodium vegetable broth, organic, and you can make your own vegetable broth. You need 4 cups of this, and so this right here is actually 4 cups. If you see this in the store, you can just get this. It has exactly 4 cups in it. You need 2 pounds of mushrooms. I like to use the baby Bella mushrooms. They're really good, but you could use any type of mushroom that you like, white button mushrooms, whatever you like, but I prefer these baby Bella mushrooms. And then also you'll need 3 tablespoons of this sprouted spelt flour. You're gonna mix it with cold water. This will help to thicken your cream of mushroom soup. And if you don't have sprouted, that's fine. You could do regular spelt flour, but I like to do sprouted because sprouted actually is easier for your system to digest, because the digestion process has already been started through the sprouting process, which is why I like to use sprouted spelt flour. It's not gluten-free, so if you have a gluten allergy, you could use any other type of flour that is a gluten-free flour, like garbanzo bean flour. But I like to use the spelt flour. Get this on Amazon. I'll link to where I get it, the description box below. And the other thing that you're gonna need, which makes it so good, is this organic heavy coconut cream. Now the important thing, this is in a can, but the important thing about this, it doesn't have guar gum in it to make it thick, and it also is a BPA free can, meaning that the can doesn't have any type of toxins or anything. So you wanna, if you're gonna get coconut cream in a can or coconut milk in a can, make sure that it's a BPA free can. Now let's jump into actually making this soup. I have here my garlic cloves, and you can just smash them. So that just helps the skin just come right off. And then you can mince them, but I actually like to put them through a mincer. It makes it much easier. And you see here I have my food prep gloves on. I just like to wear gloves to prevent, possibly sometimes there might be parasite eggs and stuff on this raw food. So, you know, I'm just a stickler. Yeah, and I like to cut off these little edges. I'll see if I can find some of these and link them below. They're on Amazon. But you just put it through there. I put a couple cloves in at once, shut it, and you'll see how, see, it just comes right out like that. Go ahead and put it in this little bowl. I just like to pre-chop, pre-mince all of my vegetables, even the mushrooms, slice them, get those all sliced. You could also buy pre-sliced mushrooms if you can find some good quality organic ones. And like I said, this recipe will be in the new Jumpstart cookbook plan that's going to be available exclusively on Derek Products website. And then so now I'm just going to chop this onion, and you could prep all this stuff before if you have a day where you just have a little bit of time, and then just come and throw it all in the pot, because you'll see once you have it all prepped, it really doesn't take that much time to do. It's really just the chopping and things like that take the time. So I like to use, like I said, 1 large onion, because I love how delicious onions make food taste, especially if you have a good onion. As much as we don't like it, onions should definitely make you cry. When you are cutting them, that means they're potent. Your eyes should be watering. That's how you know you got a good, fresh, full of nutrient onions. And this one, I'm happy to say, is making my eyes water. Put all these onions on a plate, and now we're just gonna slice the mushrooms. When I slice up the mushrooms, I'm gonna have the onions sauteing and getting soft, so we can multitask. What you see about the thinness that I do the mushroom slice, it's about there. When you want to watch your onions, make sure that they're not burning or anything, but you want it on like a medium heat. And one thing that I like to do actually is go ahead and take my Celtic salt, sprinkle a little, and just kind of season the onions a little bit. A lot of people might say add all your seasoning at the end, but I like to add my seasoning to the onions to give it a nice base. I feel like it helps to extract some of that onion flavor. So I have my garlic here, just gonna add that in. Just move that around. And the substitute for that, like I said, if you don't want to do garlic, the substitute is ginger. Now that the onions and the garlic are looking pretty translucent, the aromatics are starting, I'm starting to smell it. That's when you know that you can go ahead and add your mushrooms, your thyme, your basil, and your oregano. And so with your mushrooms, the trick that I found to really have this be a delicious, really well-rounded tasting soup where it's the deep flavor is to have these mushrooms, cook them for a long time on a lower heat. Once they start to kind of break down, I'm just coating the onions in here, getting all the flavor into the mushrooms from the onions and the garlic, or if you have ginger. The slower you cook this, the longer you cook those mushrooms and really let that flavor, that juice come out, that au jus come out, the better this soup is going to taste. So this is the process where you want to take a while and just let those mushrooms really cook down. You could set your timer for, say, right now you could set it for maybe 20 minutes or so. And you want to stir in between that time. Go ahead and be stirring it. Heat on like medium, low. But you don't want to rush this process and you don't want to scorch it, because this is where the flavor is really going to blend and make this taste go from good to great. This is also the time that we want to add all of our seasonings. So I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle that in, mix that around as well, and continue to let those flavors blend. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more salt on it as well too. That helps extract some of the flavors. Got a little of this Celtic salt. Cover that, and then I'll be back to check on it. So you see how this is with all this mushroom juice there, and everything's cooked down. This took about 30 minutes. I set the time for 20 minutes, and then I let it keep going. So now I'm taking this vegetable broth, low sodium, organic, and it's 4 cups. So what you're going to do is you're going to add it in. You're going to bring it to a boil. Once it starts boiling, turn it down to a simmer and cover it and cook it for 15 minutes. While my mushrooms and broth are cooking, I'm going to make this spelt flour with cold water mixture that you can add to make your mushroom soup a little bit thicker. Add 1/4 of a cup of water, and then you can do 3 tablespoons of spelt flour and mix it up. This has been simmering actually for about 10 minutes, and then this last 5 minutes I'm going to go ahead and add in this mixture of spelt flour with cold water. And so I'm just going to add that in a little bit at a time and stir. So I added about half of it then, and I'm going to stir, and you just want to keep on stirring it. And then I'm also going to add in the coconut cream, and this is the coconut cream here. Pour that in, stir. After these are all nicely mixed in, we're going to continue to cook it for another 5 minutes or so. I'm going to add a little bit more of the spelt flour cold water mixture just to help it thicken up. But when you add that, you really want to make sure you're stirring constantly so that you don't get little chunks in there. I'm going to keep stirring that, and we'll be back to taste the final product. See how my 4-year-old daughter likes it.
Oh, hi. This is going to be a good meal.
Just show you all what this is looking like.
To spill
This
it.
mushroom soup. Yeah, I won't spill it. So you see that? Yum. I wish y'all could just taste it through the camera.
But they can't taste it through a camera.
I know. It's real hot, so you're going to have to blow. Blow more. It's really hot. Okay.
It tastes everything. And good and thick.
It tastes good and thick?
I'm gonna keep eating
Is it sweet or savory?
Sweet and savory.
Oh, it has a
And
little...
tart.
And tart. It has all the flavors. Okay. So let me taste it. She's grubbing. See, I had to put it at her level. She's the star right now.
I'm just star right now.
She's a pro eating hot stuff. Let me see. Oh, it's good. It is very creamy. It's a really full body flavor. I think it's delicious, so hopefully you all like it too. This is one of the recipes that I created specifically for you that is going to be a part of the cookbook. It's a 28-day guide to higher vibrational living and eating, y'all. So you don't want to miss it. It's a food journal, it's a cookbook, it's self-care tips, it's fitness tips, all kinds of things in that book. Partnered with Derek Product. It's going to be available. Available exclusively on their website, so make sure to check that out. But try this mushroom soup. Let me know in the comments below what you think of it. If you do try it, it's so good. As you can hear her over here grubbing. This is her dinner today, y'all. But I'm Timotha Lanae. Thanks so much for watching. Definitely subscribe for more videos like this one with all kinds of recipes. I'll be sharing different recipes from the book. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you do not miss them. Take care. God bless.
No, I don't know why I didn't talk to them.
Oh, Seven wants to talk to y'all.
Oh, I'm getting him a grub on you. Do you see me grubbing over here? Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I will be at the next Skin Glow challenge tomorrow and next Wednesday. Well, we can't do the Skin Glow. We can't do the real book next Wednesday because I'm going to set up a play date with one of my friends.
Oh.
So we can't do it next Wednesday.
Okay, she's busy next Wednesday, y'all. She's booked. All right. Take care.
Okay, beautiful people. My mom is going to make a beautiful, delicious recipe that we never had.